Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Gaming on Board. You know, just the other day I was walking through the woods gathering wood and metal and food so I could bring it back home to my community and we could put it to good use. And then this giant mech comes out of nowhere, scares the crap out of me. I drop everything, run off, tell everybody about what happened. Nobody liked him very much after that. So tonight, Scythe is on board. Let's go down to the table and check it out. Alright, Scythe. You must have heard of Scythe by now. This is a game designed by Jamie Stegmaier, not to be confused with Stonemaeir games. The art was done by Jacob Rosalski, and there is a solo mode in this, done by the Automa Factory, that could also be seen in Viticulture. So yeah, and it's a good solo mode. It's not just any solo mode. It's a little different every time. There's different levels of difficulty. It's very good. So 1 to 5 players, 14 and up, 115 minutes. 115. That's really specific. Maybe it was meant to be sort of comical, but that's about right, depending on the number of players and the experience of the players. So the art all the way around the box is great, whether you want to put it on yourself this way, or like that, or like that, or like that. It's just awesome. The back of the box is awesome as well. Tells you all the components. Has a 5 player game set up. Shows you the leaders and the mechs. It's just very well done. Back of the box. Alright, this is not an unboxing video. We're just going to look at the components and also have the invaders from afar expansion in here as well. Still amazing art, no matter how you want to display it on your shelf. Alright, so first off, it does come with this achievement, so as you achieve different things as a gaming group, you can kind of track that. So that's some cool little stuff they put in there. This is a pretty hefty book here, and very well written. Shows you all the components, important concepts. I really like that because there's a lot of things you need to remember, like base rules that apply universally. Setup's done really well, and as you go through here, it just goes through actions that apply to everyone on the top and bottom rows of your player card, and then it goes through each individual faction's abilities there. And let's see here. There we go. Autofocus was turned off. Alright, it tells you how to play stars and what the objectives are. Alliances and bribes. Players make informal agreements. I want to attack this turn, blah, 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 blah. So you can't negotiate where you're out of combat. Combat's going to happen. Game end scoring. And some flavor. And then there's some quick highlighted rule references. And what do you know? There's a how to play video right there. StonemeierGames.com/game/scythe/videos. Say that 5 times fast. Alright. Here's the Automa rules, which is very cool, and this was done just as well, maybe better. But I mean, the solo mode on this, I gotta tell you, I think I played more solo modes of this game than I have with people, humans. Yeah. So anyways, it's really fun. Either way. I prefer it with people, but the Automa is still fun. And there's a quick reference guide you can pass around. That's always nice. So here is the board. And the board was well designed. They've got a zoomed in version of the board, which you have to buy an extension for. And then they've got the normal size. I'll show you both of them. So this is a giant board. Alright. So this, as you can maybe see, is the smaller side. So you've got, this is where all your achievements go up here. Maybe it would be better if it's turned around. Alright, so this is where all your achievements go. And this is your popularity track. So, for example, like in the intro, if a mech moves into a space that only has a worker that's collecting resources, he scares that worker away, the worker drops all their stuff, and then their popularity goes down by 1 or 2. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2. But they become less popular. Then you've got your battle track here. So you'll have your own little token here to track your battles. These are missions. Everybody can complete one except for one faction. Complete multiple. Then you've got encounter cards that go here. So anytime you go to a spot on the board with one of these symbols, you will you'll draw a card from here. These little circles are where your leaders start. That's like your home base, depending on what faction you've chosen. Then your battle cards go up here, discard pile for battle cards, and it shows you how many of each value of card is in the deck. So you can do a little, you know, what do you call it? Statistics or something like that. Then your factory cards go here. Whenever you move your leader here for the first time during the game, you get to look at these factory cards and pick one. And then this thing's always worth, it's worth 3 locations controlled at the end of the game, because you do score for how many locations you control. So there's usually a fight to get there as quickly as possible, and then a fight to maintain control of it. Yeah, so then the other side, you'll notice, is the same thing, just magnified. And if you notice, you've got the star tracker and the popularity tracker, but there's no battle tracker or anything. So you have to buy this board extension that allows for more space on there, which is nice when you're playing the 5-player game. And even if you push it up to 6, you can push it up to 6, but you end up running out of space pretty quickly. But anyways, that's the board, and it's nice thick board too. It's not flimsy. All right, so back to the box. This doesn't come with the game. I bought this from Hobby Lobby for like $3, but it fits everything, well, almost everything perfectly. So there's your little structure scoring tiles. Then you've got your battle cards. See, it has some cool artwork on there, and then the value of it. And like I said, the thing on the board tells you how many of each value are in here. Then you've got your encounter tokens. So whenever you do reach an encounter spot, you remove that from the board. This is from the expansion, Invaders from Afar. So there's the green character and his flags, the purple character and her traps. You got black, white, red, blue, and yellow. It just worked out perfect that everything fit in here. Great. I mean, it was a great purchase. So yeah, there's all the wood pieces. And I'll leave this right here because I'll show you how the board's set up for one of the characters at some point. So then you have, these are the rules for the expansion. So it's got components and setup and gameplay, and then specific rules and backstories for the new invaders. It's really cool. They don't have to ever cross a river to get into the main part of the board. Let's see. So each player will get one of these action boards, and they're not even these are all the same. So your cost for building a mech may be different from game to game. So for these two different boards, when comparing the cost to build a mech, it's going to be 3 metal, but this guy can upgrade and make it cost as little as 1, whereas this guy can only make it cost as little as 2. And when this guy deploys a mech, he also gets a gold. This guy gets 2 gold. So you see they'll differ a little. This guy's, he's always going to have to pay 3 to upgrade. This guy could get down to only paying 2 for an upgrade, and they'll both get 3 coins when they do it. And you get the gist of it. So this guy could end up paying only 1 for building structures if he upgrades to that point to here. So it's going to vary from board to board, but they're all really well balanced. But the top actions are all identical. So the top will always be the same. It'll just be in a different order. So for example, when this guy moves, he can then upgrade. And when this guy bolsters, he can then upgrade. So there's some good variations, but the top actions are always going to be the same. They'll just be in different orders and have different bottom action associations. So, and again, they all have really awesome artwork. And these, I don't know if you can tell, these are actually cut in, like beveled. See? So these aren't just spots. They're cut into the board. Same with these. And you'll see once I put some of these pieces out on one of them. Just leave that one there. We'll use that one. And then these are the actual faction boards. This shows what abilities you get when you deploy your mechs. You unlock different abilities when you deploy your mechs. Your starting battle strength, your starting cards. And I forgot to mention, these have your starting money, popularity, and like secret objectives. I can't remember exactly what they're called. And then this is where you put your recruits to get one-time benefits when you use this recruit action, or enlist, I'm sorry. So when you enlist, you get to take one of these off and place it here and get this one-time bonus. And then each faction has their own special ability. So after moving your character, you may place a flag. This is from the expansion. Just such an awesome game. And artwork, I mean, really cool. Alright. Then you've got these. These are used for combat. Basically, however many you want to use from that combat tracker on the board. Like I said, if my little tracker was at 8, I can only use a maximum of 7, so I'd move it down to 1, and then play however many cards here that I can, depending on the number of combat units I have in combat. So mechs and leaders are combat units. And it only comes with these 2, but there's some other like Kickstarter ones out there. I don't have those. Then these are the Automa cards for when you can play a single player game. So these are reference sheets to remind you how Automa reacts to different things. Then this tells you how they try to move, what stuff they get, and then what enlistment bonus they trigger, and then if to move the star track, and then if you get into a combat, depending on the Automa's attack power, this is how many cards, or how many strength they start with, and then how many cards they add to their strength. And then if you beat them, you look at the last card played, not the one here, but this will tell you how many resources they drop, basically, on whatever spot you're on. So if you're on a spot that generates wood, they would drop 4 wood if you won the battle. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different difficulty levels. So you'll be moving this little piece along here, and every time it hits a star, they get a star, and then whenever they get 6 stars, just like in a normal game, the game ends. So Really cool single player mode. Here's some resources, and the game does come with these little resource holders. See? Stonemaeir games. Here's the food and the steel. I have the basic version. I do not have the collector's edition or anything fancy like that. I do got a good story about my coins though. I'll get there. Oil, wood. Here's your objective cards. Also has really good art. These are the encounter card. Well, these are player reference sheets to make it easier. These are the factory cards. So whenever you get a factory card, you get to put it next to your player board. So now you've got an additional action or additional option for a top and bottom action. So instead of going on one of these, you could go here and do what it says at the top and then do what it says at the bottom. And they're usually like really, really good. Then these are the encounter cards. What I like about the encounter cards is, first of all, they all have amazing art. Then you get three options, like one's a positive, one's a neutral, and then one's a negative. As far as, you know, it's like nice, neutral, mean. And you're supposed to read them out loud because they're, and show the art to everyone. Like, look at this, everybody. I'm going to be mean, and I'm going to steal all of their stuff. What does it say? Practice your shooting at the unsuspecting targets. Pay 2 popularity, gave 4 metal. So they're all really cool like that. I really like these encounter cards. And there's one faction that gets to choose 2 options instead of just one, but they're all really good. Next, these tokens right here are just extra in case you run out of resources. It's not one to zoom through the bag, so I'll just pull one out. Focus, I mean. Hello. Okay. So +3 food, +7 food. So it's whatever's on the board plus this if you run out. Which I've never had to use them, but I can't imagine. So here's the money that comes with the game in the expansion. I think the 50s were part of the expansion. I can't really remember. But see how there's not much here? So that's because we were playing Scythe one night, and I had a nice big warm cup of coffee right here. And it was some good coffee. And I reach over to grab it and go, and it pours all over the money that was on my side of the table, so half of my money got destroyed. But what better excuse than to buy metal money? So I got this from, oh my gosh, I wish I could remember the name of the company. Top Shelf Gamer. Top Shelf Games. Something like that. 26 bucks. Really good deal. And really fun. I even use these for other games. So there's 1s, 3s, 5s, and 20s and 10s. Yeah, 1s, 3s, 5s, 10s, and 20s. Top Shelf Gamer, man. I'm telling you. We got some good deals. But metal money is awesome. That's the only upgraded component I have in this game. Alright, so then finally you have the mechs from the expansion. Okay. See how it is, camera. See how it is. Alright, well, there you go. Those are cool. Mine aren't painted. I've seen some amazing paint jobs, but not mine. There's the green guy. And there's the leaders. She's got a monkey. He's got a boar. When I was a young warthog. Alright. Sorry, that was Lion King. I don't know where that came from. And mechs. Mechs. Bunch of mechs. And the rest of the leaders. So cool. Bear, bison, some kind of hawk. tiger and wolf. Really cool game. So, like I said, I'm going to do one more thing, and that's just show you what the board looks like. Or not the board, but one of these player boards after everything's set up. Just because it looks really cool. And this is actually what I was kind of worried about learning how to play this game because of the way this board looked when it was set up. And I was like, man, look at all that stuff. I don't know. But that was also before I'd played Terra Mystica, so Terra Mystica is kind of similar. So you've got some buildings, some structures rather, and you need wood to build these structures. So you got a windmill, monument, a tunnel, and a armory. And they all do different stuff that I won't get into. But they go there. So there's your structures. Then you've got your people. There'll be a whole line of people here. All lined up there. And then all of your upgrades and stars, and this is your pawn. You get to choose one action per turn, and you can't take the same action twice. So if I did this turn, I'd have to go somewhere else on the next turn. Except for there's one faction that can play the same turn twice in a row. Boom, 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 boom. So there's your enlist actions. And that's what I was saying here. If you did take the enlist action, you smack all your guys off the board with your faction mat and then win the game. No. If you take the enlist action, you take one of these off, right, and put it here, and you get that immediate advantage. So you all get 2 coins or 2 popularity or 2 battle cards or 2 battle stats. I can't remember what it's called. Combat. Your combat rating goes up. So there's all your guys. You start with 2 on the board. Your stars are here. You got wooden cubes. Wooden cubes are for your upgrade. So that's how you track your upgrade. And remember, everybody has the same number of upgrades, same number of structures, the same type of structures, same number of enlistments, same number of stars, and the same number of workers. So that's all even playing field. It's just how you get them out is up to you. So that's what your board will look like, completely set up. If you've never played this game, that might look a little overwhelming, but it's pretty simple once you start playing. Then there's your popularity token and your battle token. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video about Scythe. It's a really amazing worker placement area control game. Please do leave any comments in the bottom if you have any questions or concerns or recommendations or requests or reconciliations. Anyways, please like the video, please subscribe to my channel, and check out gamingonboard.com for all of my videos. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at gamingonboard. We do post daily. And thanks again for watching. Until next time, play all the games.